So I gave some Viva Raw to my mom's 4 cats, and I've been giving them the Viva Raw for the past few nights and mornings, and they absolutely devoured it. When I was making the food, they were licking the package, licking the cutting board, licking the bowl, and then they licked their plates clean as well. I talked to one of the owners, shout out to Zach. Thank you so much for sending us the free variety pack so that we could test and review. I'm excited to work with them as an affiliate, and stick with me until the end and I'll tell you how you can get a discount on your first order. So the variety pack comes with 5 different proteins. There's duck and turkey and chicken, beef, and there's also rabbit. The rabbit is in the freezer still. So the bird recipes are pretty similar. So there's meat with bone, heart, gizzard, and liver. That's the typical that you'll see with bird recipes. There's usually only the secreting organ liver. So with beef, there's beef, heart, liver, kidney, and bone. So with beef, you get the additional secreting organ, which is fantastic because more variety, the better. For rabbit, it's rabbit with ground bone, lung, liver, and kidney. So you do get the extra secreting organ there, the kidney. You also get the extra muscular organ, which is lung, but there's no heart. So when I spoke with one of the owners of Viva, they said they use the USDA kitchens and all of their ingredients are human grade. So I'm not surprised that my mom's 4 cats really liked the food. But it's interesting, they started as more whole prey and they wanted to use things like other secreting organs like brains and eyes and all of that because cats would eat that in the wild and those are super rich in nutrients. But since those aren't edible, human edible, and it's a USDA human ingredient kitchen, they weren't able to use those parts. So that's why they moved to these pure recipes that have just the typical muscle meats, the bones, and the liver and kidney. Those are the most common secreting organs that you'll see. So as for the guaranteed analysis for these, beef is actually pretty close to ideal. So it's 16% protein and 7% fat. So you want to have at least about half. Typically beef is fattier. Sometimes you'll see the same amount of fat when it comes to protein, but this one is actually very close to it. And duck right here is 13% protein, 10% fat. So again, you know, duck is very generally, it's always going to be fattier. So but I'm surprised usually the fat is higher than the protein, but you know, it is fattier, but since the beef is leaner and rabbit's also leaner, that's a good variety right there. And for turkey, it's 15% protein and 6% fat. So again, you see it's, you know, a little around half. It's not exactly half, but that's typically what you want to see. Surprisingly, chicken is 13% protein and 3% fat. So that's actually surprising. Usually chicken is about half, but that variety is good because that'll help balance it out. If you're feeding all of those proteins, that'll help balance out the protein and the fat so that you're not feeding too much of one and, you know, you have a good, nice high protein and moderate fat diet. So Viva Raw Pure isn't complete on its own. You would have to add supplements, and Viva Raw actually had their mixes tested to see which nutrients they provide, you know, based on the ingredients that they use, where they source it, because that all affects the nutrition that comes into the final product. So they recommend using L-Nutrin for meat and bone. I used to use L-Nutrin for meat and bone for Jericho for years. I understand that we don't want to use synthetic supplements, but this is still a big step up from commercially available food. And Viva Raw is working on complete cat food. Just stay tuned. I'll let you know as soon as it's available. And maybe I can help and maybe work with them to find a whole food supplement with formulation software. But these are human grade quality ingredients, and they're the absolute required ingredients and nothing else. So there's no preservatives like BHT, BHA, etc. that we want to avoid, and there's no fillers. So there's egg yolk powder, taurine, and then some electrolytes, vitamin E, iron, copper, manganese, iodine, vitamin D, and vitamin B. These are the typical missing nutrients from the 80-10-10 ratios if you're not feeding a lot of variety or any type of supplements. So it really just contains the necessary ones, and there's no fillers. This one comes with individual packets. So each one of these packets you would mix with 1 pound of meat, bones, and organs. Viva comes in 2-pound packs, so you would use 2 of these since it's 2-pound packs. When you're mixing the food, you might want to adjust the amount of water that you use. I've found that the bird recipes are a bit more watery. This is also the ground one. It might be different if you get the chunked one. The rabbit one will always be fine ground, but you can choose between ground and chunked when it comes to the birds and the beef. But I would say I used 1/4 cup of water for all of them that I made, and The bird ones, especially the chicken one, definitely does come out more watery and soupy. That's to be expected. That's my experience with pretty much all types of raw chicken products, for cat food. You'll have to adjust based on what your cat likes. So you would mix the water and the supplements first and then add the meat to it, thoroughly mix it up. I put it into freezer bags. There's 4 cats, so that's pretty easy to portion. So you can just split up the 1 pound and 1 pound, then keep one in the refrigerator, keep one in the freezer. And then once you need the one in the freezer, put it in the refrigerator to thaw. I would say at least 24 hours. If you have a big pack like these, the 2-pound pack, my mom put it to thaw on Saturday, and then I was making the food on Monday. So definitely, you want to adjust how you need to thaw. You know your refrigerator best. So definitely thaw, a little more than they say, maybe just the first time, and then you can adjust. But you definitely want to have it thawed in the refrigerator only. Don't thaw it on the counter, because then you're just going to invite the growth of bacteria. And again, I'll let you know as soon as I know when 𝐉𝐵 has complete cat food. But until then, check the code in the description so you can save on your first order. Thank you again, 𝐉𝐵, for sending us the food. The cats really loved it, and I'm excited to work with you. Thanks for watching.